Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome to another episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. I'm bringing you weekly sales solutions, sales tips, sales strategies, and a couple attitude adjustments thrown in there for good measure directly from the 10X world of Grant Cardone. 80% of what we do here, 100% free. So the purpose of the podcast is to make sure the free stuff we're putting down, you're picking it up and you're plugging it into your sales, your business, and your life. So thanks in advance for hitting that subscribe button. And if you're getting value from it, please make sure that you've shared this out into the cyberspace. Now, today is Wednesday, which means what? Means it's time for the Wednesday word. This is like one of my favorite days of the week simply because of this. Forget the hump day thing, man. What can we get out of the Wednesday word? What happens on Wednesdays is I'm going to open up a dictionary and I'm going to go through my list of success-themed and success-motivated words. And I'm going to talk about the definition of that word. We're going to look at the etymology of that word. And we're also going to look at, hey, what do we do with this word? Selling is a conversation. Power comes from the words that you use. So how do we extract all the power out of today's word and then use it to increase our sales, improve our business, and create the life we deserve? Yeah. So today's word quite literally is mandatory for your survival. Let's get into it. Yep, that's right. Today's word is literally mandatory for your survival. Today's word is change. Change. It's a verb, meaning it's something that you do, and it is also a noun, meaning it's a thing. Not a person, not a place, but a thing. So let's go over the two different versions of this definition. I'm going to use it in a sentence. Change. Make someone or something different. Alter or modify. Both parties voted against proposals to change the law. Replace something with something else. Especially something of the same kind that is newer or better. Substitute one thing for another. She decided to change her name. She decided to change her hair. Okay? Put different clothes on. He changed for dinner. Move to a different train, airplane, or subway line. We changed planes in Dallas. Barely. Different story altogether. The noun, though, the act or instance of making or becoming different. The change from a nomadic to an agricultural society. The change from analog to digital. Coins as opposed to paper currency. A handful of loose change. Next one. An order in which a peal of bells can be rung. Now we're getting way back. That's historical. And it's also a place where merchants meet or met to do business. So the etymology, the history of the word. Cambry. That's Latin, meaning to exchange or barter. And then also, if you go back to Celtic, there is some references to bending or crooking something with a sense of evolution, meaning to turn. Also to barter, that was there as well. Okay, and then in the 1300s, it starts taking on this thing about undergoing alterations, becoming different. Okay, and then the meaning of to take off clothes or change clothes, that starts up like late 15th century, and that just came from this whole thing of changing from one to another. And then the noun, where it's like the act or fact of changing. That's Anglo and French. Change. Change. Is that how you say it? French people, let me know. But that meant to alter or to exchange or to switch. And then meaning like a different situation or variety or novelty entirely, that shows up 1690s, meaning something substituted for something else. And then the place, like if you go way back, where merchants meet to do business, I mean, that's almost biblical, okay? And then also that initially referenced going from life to death was a change. And then the financial sense in terms of balance of money, coin, that sort of stuff. Now we're talking 1860s when we had bills and we had coin, and the coin became the change, which I thought that's fascinating. Okay. And then we have this figurative repeating in every possible order. So there was also, forget that. Never mind. Let's get into the action ideas, right? Because I think the action ideas is the most important piece. Okay. You understand the history though? Cambio, meaning actual change. So what do we do with it? We know the history. We know what it means. We know what it means. What does it mean to you? Change. When you think about it. Here's the bottom line. Do you want some change in your life? Do you need some change in your life? Is something going on right now that needs a change? So, here's the hard truth of that. All change in your life starts with you. Your age doesn't matter. Your income, whatever it is right now, doesn't matter. Where you live right now, doesn't matter. If you want to change anything in your life, it will start with you. If something isn't going well in your life, something or someone is causing it. And so before you blame anything or anybody else, I want you to take it on yourself. Take on yourself. Challenge you. You change. You are the one thing you got control over. That's guaranteed. What would happen? Now, if you've been watching Undercover Billionaire, great question. What would happen if you lost everything that you've ever worked so hard for? What would you have left? What's going on in your life right now that you don't feel good about? Is that thing you don't feel good about right now keeping you from where you should be? Ooh. So I want you to take an inventory of your life. I want you to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. Body, mind, spirit. Where are you at on those 3? What kind of information have you been getting your entire life that, in retrospect, may not be serving you at all? If things aren't going well, something or someone is causing it not to go well. Quote unquote, Uncle G. If things aren't going well, something or someone is causing it to not go well. So what's happening in your life right now? Is there something not going well? When did you notice the difference of the problem? Who started it? Okay, there's that. Now let's circle back to this. If you want real change, this is dichotomous, isn't it? Because if you want real change, it has to start with you and what you can control. Which means that someone or something either needs to correct itself or go bye-bye. So I'd like you to make a list of what kind of things are you allowing into your body. What kind of things are you allowing into your body? What kind of things are you allowing into your mind? Literally write out what kind of information you're allowing to permeate your noggin. And then I'd like you to identify how you nurture your spirit. What are you allowing into your spirit? How do you nurture it? So as Grant says, before you take on changing the whole world, starts with you. Work from the inside out. Change you first, world second. The question then ultimately comes down to this. What are you going to do about it? And this has been your Wednesday Word. What kind of changes are you going to make now? Who's going to make them? You are. Nobody else, right? Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you being here. Make sure that if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and get that done. And then secondly, if you got some value from today's word, if you got some value from today's message, please make sure that you share this out into the cyberspace so that other folks can benefit from it too. I promise you, if it benefits you, it's going to benefit somebody else. Thanks again for listening. I'm going to leave you with the words of Grant Cardone, which is be great. Nothing else pays. And go out there and change something today. Start with you.